Ophiuchus traits. We all know that 13 is a very unlucky number. The number 13 is considered in many circles as one of the cursed numbers, and people tend to stay away from this number one way or another. In buildings, the 13th floor is either inaccessible or changed to either the 12th or the 13th floor. In Feng Shui, 13 is generally considered to be a bad luck number, and we are all familiar with the unlucky date of Friday the 13th. Yes, the number 13 has taken a bad rep throughout the ages, and some doesn't even know what to think of the number, just that it is very unlucky. So what about the Ophiuchus Zodiac Sign, which was recently revealed as the 13th horoscope zodiac sign? The new horoscope sign has been getting mixed reactions from critics and supporters alike, some considering it a very unwelcome nuisance, while some welcoming it with open arms. The Ophiuchus Zodiac Sign, the 13th zodiac sign. If you are at all curious about the Ophiuchus Zodiac Sign, its general traits, governing element, and planets, as well as how it completely changes the horoscope and the other signs of the horoscope, then you can find the general details below. Ophiuchus, changing the astrological game. The zodiac signs experienced a complete reshuffling thanks to the Ophiuchus Zodiac Sign. The addition of the new sign meant that all of the birth dates needed to be adjusted. This is the main reason why most individuals got really upset, because a lot of people are required to change horoscope zodiac signs. Below you can find a simple table comparing the old birth dates and the new birth dates. One thing to note is that while the old zodiac signs did not contend with each other when it came to months of the year, the table clearly indicates that there are 3 signs sharing the month of November: Libra, Scorpio, and Ophiuchus. This might be a little jarring to those individuals used to having their own months completely exclusive to them. Ophiuchus, history of the new astrological sign. The Ophiuchus Zodiac Sign is the only known horoscope sign which is completely based on an actual person. The sign had its origins also based on a constellation also called Ophiuchus. Stephen Schmidt originally suggested the idea of a 13-sign zodiac astrology back in the 1970s, and a couple of other astrologers and ideas followed in its wake. Some astrology practices, such as Hindu astrology, does not recognize Ophiuchus as a legit or official horoscope zodiac sign because it contradicts with their general idea that the zodiac is divided into 12 equal parts. The idea was indeed controversial at the time it was introduced, and the controversy somewhat died down with the introduction of the additional signs lost in publication and astrological studies. Recently though, on January 2011, Ophiuchus was revisited and was dubbed the 13th sign of the horoscope by a publication entitled Minnesota Planetarium Society. The statement was made by Park Kunkel, and it clearly made another round of headlines that drove the general public into endless debate whether they will officially recognize the newly introduced sign as an official addition to the current 12 signs of the horoscope. Ophiuchus, general qualities and traits. Generally speaking, the Ophiuchus zodiac sign can be certainly contradicting at best. Some of their positive traits fall into the negative qualities of the horoscope, while some of the negative qualities deeply mirror the positive side of the zodiac signs. It is indeed rare to have one sign completely be classified as a middle-grounded sign, but the general qualities of the Ophiuchus sign sway towards the water-dominated signs of the horoscope. Positive Ophiuchus traits. Happy and humorous. Not many horoscope zodiac signs can claim that they have a generally positive attitude, And despite all of its contradictions, the Ophiuchus Zodiac Sign can be extremely happy and positive most of the time. Not only that, but they also have a very humorous trait upon them that can be very infectious, especially when you factor in their creativity and love for the intellect. Because they are also easy to adapt, they can definitely get along with almost all personality groups with different traits and temperament, even if it will be short-lived because of their highly temperamental nature. Truthful and honest. The sign of Libra will definitely feel right at home with this trait. Basically speaking, Ophiuchus hates to waste time, and they have much less time to spare for creating lies to complicate matters for the world around them, especially if they know that it will have a negative effect on their lives. Intellectual and clever. This is indeed a really rare thing for a sign to be intellectual and creative at the same time. But much like the other mutable signs, horoscope zodiac sign of Ophiuchus tends to put more priority on emotions and feelings rather than intellectual and mental priorities. Embraces change and hates routine. Being dominated by water is a really good trait, especially since an individual with an Ophiuchus horoscope sign can use their ability to adapt to embrace change. They hate being stagnant, and they love the challenge of new beginnings and challenges. They are definitely on the lookout for something new and exciting, especially if it will bring about a complete change in their daily lives. Instinctive. The one thing common about the signs of the horoscope which are dominated by their emotions and feelings is that they all are very instinctive and intuitive. They follow their hearts, which at the end of the day may cause them to feel good about their decisions most of the time, no matter if it was wrong or right. Charismatic. They are indeed very charismatic, with the combination of intellect and wit, at the same time displaying character and creativity with the complete drive to be the best in everything that they do can completely be a factor that most individuals love to notice about them. Creative and highly imaginative. The Ophiuchus Zodiac Sign, much like Pisces, is known to be very creative and imaginative. The main difference being that they tend to show off their creativity because they are highly competitive individuals. Driven to succeed. This is another contradictory trait because the sign is known to have a complete passion for winning and loves the attention that they get for it. At the same time, they hate the idea of routine well enough to make sure that they develop a skill to be able to succeed at a certain thing that they want to accomplish. Loves to be on the top. They love to be on the spotlight because they are on the top, not because of anything else. They tend to try to be the best at what they can do so that they get a lot of praise and adulation. Secretive. Most emotionally driven individuals are very secretive because they do not want to know what they are feeling at the moment. They prioritize feelings and emotions, but hate sharing it with other people. Negative Ophiuchus traits. Does not respect monogamy. This is probably where the horoscope will hit its really worst snag when it comes to relationships. Not a lot of signs in the zodiac will be happy about this fact, especially since half of the horoscopes are very jealous and possessive. It might be important to note that indeed, monogamy is an entirely modern construct that only gained popularity to prevent us from running around without any sense of commitment, but that doesn't excuse the Ophiuchus, especially given the next point. Jealous. Even though they hate being monogamous, they can be a complete contradiction because they are very jealous. This is probably due to the fact that they can feel what it is like to be cheated upon, so they easily feel jealous about certain things. The phrase, "practice what you preach," comes into mind here, and this proves the previous point that the new horoscope sign is indeed full of contradicting traits and qualities. Judgmental. They can be highly judgmental, especially if an individual or thing rubs them the wrong way. They base their opinions of an individual or thing upon what they can actually see in the physical sense and generally how it makes them feel. First impression definitely lasts when it comes to an Ophiuchus. Irresponsible. The Ophiuchus Zodiac Sign is known to be a very imaginative and creative sign, which also means that they can be extremely irresponsible when it comes to certain areas in life. Most individuals who mostly use their imaginations usually love creating their own little worlds without respect to what is happening around them. Restless. Much like the other intellectual signs of the horoscope, an Ophiuchus can be very restless and cannot stay at a certain point for too long. Water should always be in motion, lest it runs the risk of being stagnant. The sign follows the exact same principle. Procrastinator. This is another trait that is common to most creative and imaginative individuals. They love daydreaming, but they hate putting things in action, which is why most of their creative ideas sit in the back burner and never see the light of day. Temperamental. The Ophiuchus Zodiac Sign is known to have epic temper tantrums that only last for a short period of time. Because they tend to be emotional and at the same time intellectual, they tend to lose it more often than not if anything rubs them the wrong way. Surprisingly, after their temper has subsided, they seem to be okay and are generally back to their old happy and joyful self. Only keeps what they need. This might be considered a good thing, but the wrong idea that they have is that they only keep everything that might be useful to them, even their friends and acquaintances. This can generally be viewed as being user-friendly and that they only value relationships if they can get something out of it. This completely alienated the value of friendship to some individuals, especially those looking for long-term relationships. Ophiuchus. Other interesting tidbits. The Ophiuchus Zodiac Sign is known as being dominated by the element of water. A horoscope zodiac sign being dominated by water means that the sign is completely mutable and values emotions. Some water element dominated signs also are known for their various creative intellects, as well as their ability to adapt to change. The symbol of the sign is a man carrying a snake.